Hi everyone, so in this video I wanted to look at a quick example of calculating the mean where my data isn't necessarily given in raw data form. So instead it's given graphically, right? So we're given the data, sort of like a histogram looking one. It's not boundaries on the x-axis, so not quite a histogram, but so it's more of a bar chart, but it does give us the frequency of each value. So if you remember, if I want to calculate the mean, we know we could just add up all the values and divide by however many we have. So if you wanted to do this the tedious or the longer way, well, the graph tells me we have two 13s, right? So there are two of the value 13. So we have 13 plus 13, so we have two of them. With the 14s, we have four of them, so I could just do four of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is obviously tedious, as you could see, because we learned way back in second grade that if rather than doing repeated addition, we can just multiply, right? So I have two 13s, that's just 2 times 13, right? So 2 times 13. If we have four 14s, well, that's four 14s, right? And we're adding them all together, so I can just add these all together, right? And if I continue here, so we have 3 of the 15s, so we have 3 of the 15s. Then we have we have 5 of the 16s. So 5 of the 16s, and then finally 1 17. And so if I add them all together, this is just a more condensed way of writing out 13 plus 13 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 15 plus 15. Obviously, that's a lot more tedious. So if I ask myself what would go in my denominator here, well, we just ask ourselves how many values do I have. So if I were to write out all of these, we have 2 of these, 4 of these, 3 of the 15s. Well, I would just add the frequency, right? 2 of these, so 2 plus 4 values here plus 3 values here. So I would just add the frequencies, right? So the 2 plus the 4 plus the 3 plus the 5 plus the 1, right? Because the frequency tells me how many of each value I have. So I could just add up those values. So if I go ahead and do this, I can simply type this in the calculator. So if we go ahead and grab my handy TI-84 here. So we have 2 of the 13s, and you're smart enough to do this in advance. If you wanted to just make that 26, you can. A lot of these you can simplify, but just to show you, you could type it in exactly without having to do any calculations. Once you can make that 45, but then we have 5 16s. Some are easier to do in your head. And then just the 17, so I'll just add on that 17 there. Okay, so we have 224 as my total sum. So if I add up all my values, and at the bottom, we have 2, 4, 3, 5, 1. So 15 values. So if I were to do this 224 divided by 15, that would give me a mean of 14.9333 repeating, or about 15. Well, we want one more, so it looks like we have no decimals there, so we'll give one more than that one. So 14.9 sounds good, so I'll just cut this off. So about 14.9 would be my mean. We'll follow our rounding rule there. Okay, so same thing with median. You can sort of, if you want to list out the values, you can find the median that way, but you're able to find the median, the mean, all that stuff. And the mode obviously is the one that occurs the most. So what would the mode be here? Well, 16. We have 5 of them, right? So the mode would be 16. So you can calculate all that even if the data is given in bar form. So that's how you can do that.